Hey, my YouTubers and everyone in the world. Today is Friday the 29th. The time is now, let's see, 12:42 p.m. guys. It's going to be a beautiful Friday all day. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you guys can see more of me. And visit my website, adaycreations.com. Now, moving forward, today's topic is going to be seven signs that you've outgrown that relationship, guys. It's very possible for us to outgrow relationships. Yes, it can start off perfect, it can start off well, but sometimes you get comfortable or you learn certain things about people that you may not be too crazy about. Now, the first sign to know that you've outgrown that relationship, guys, is your goals in life are different. Like, if you want certain things and your partner wants different things, and you see that you guys are clearly heading in two different directions, that could be a sign that you've outgrown that relationship. If that person is not as supportive as they used to be, and towards your goals and what your ambitions are, then that is another sign that you or that person might have outgrown that relationship. Now, the second sign to know that you've outgrown your relationship, guys, is being together feels draining now. Like, if you guys used to be, together and hanging out and having a good time and you just love being around that person, then yes, that's a great sign. But if you starting to feel like every time you see that person, your energy is drained, or you just feel like they just take all the life out of you, or you was happy before you seen them and now being around them for a few minutes, you just feel like exhausted, that may be a sign that you've outgrown each other, that person has outgrown you and you've outgrown them. And that happens sometimes because as we get older, things start to change with us, our attitudes, the way we respond to different situations, and either it gets better or it gets worse. So if one partner is getting better and the other partner is getting worse, then at some point in time, those two will clash. Now, the third sign that you've outgrown that relationship, guys, is the partner in a relationship. The partnership is just different. Like, there's no good patterns. There's bad patterns, and there's not a partnership anymore. It's more like, you want to do this, that person wants to do that, and you guys are clearly just not on the same page. So you're starting to notice more of different patterns with this person, and it's not a positive pattern. It's more like more negativity. More negativity. And you have to pay attention to those red flags, because that's definitely a sign that you and this person have clearly outgrown each other. And this also happens when it comes to friendships. This also happens when it comes to, certain relationships that you have with family members. Like, sometimes you just get to a point where you're just overwhelmed and you're just over it, and it's time to move on. Now, the fourth sign to know that you've outgrown that relationship, guys, is you feel like you're holding back your career for that person. Like, it's one thing for you to put your personal life on hold just for a little while, as far as being a business person or professional to help someone in need. But if you feel like you're just putting yourself on hold on a constant basis because you want to help them establish themselves, or maybe you don't feel like you have the support that you need or that you used to get from them, it's like you're putting your career opportunities on hold for someone else. And that's a sign that that person is clearly holding you back. They make you feel stagnated. They make you feel like, you got to take all your energy and put it into them. And now the things that you need to do for you, you're constantly putting it on hold day in and day out. And after a while, what happens is you start to, lose that passion, or you start to lose that, ambition to want to go after your dreams. And that's a problem. So if you're putting your goals on hold, or if you're putting your dreams on hold for that person, that is clearly a sign that they're holding you back and you've outgrown them. Now, the fifth sign to know, guys, that you've outgrown that relationship is your attitude now is, so what now? We did this, we did that, or I did this to make you happy, I did that to make you happy. What now? What more can you ask for? What's next? When you start to have that negative mindset, when you're thinking about that person or having interactions with that person, then that's probably a sign that you've outgrown them. If you feel like you have to constantly bend over backwards to make a person happy, to make them smile, to keep them in a positive mood, then it's like, what next? I did this, I did that, I did that. And when you get to that point where you feel like everything you've done is not enough, then that is a sign, guys, that it is time for you to move on and you've outgrown that person. It's clearly a sign. And like I always say, guys, you have to pay attention to the signs. Now, the sixth way to know that you've outgrown that relationship, guys, is you feel like you're the parent in that relationship. When you feel like you have to constantly baby that person, when you feel like you have to constantly, be subject to their behavior and cater to their behavior, when you feel like you have to humble yourself more to be around that person and not take everything so personal, then that's clearly a sign that you've outgrown them. That's clearly a sign that you're at a point where, I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm at a point where I want to be free. I want to do me. I want to be able to be myself and not have any problems, or I don't want to feel like I have to be subject to someone else's nonsense. So when you feel like you're the parent in that relationship and you got to constantly tell them what to do and how to do things, then that's a sign that you've outgrown them. And if you don't have any children, there's no reason why you should be babying another grown adult. Now, the seventh sign to know, guys, that you've outgrown that relationship is your gut feeling is just telling you that you want more. Your gut feeling is telling you that it's time to move on. Your gut feeling is telling you that you deserve better. And if you are not paying attention to that, then what does that say about you? So if you feel like your gut feeling is like, hey, this is not working out for me anymore. If your gut feeling is telling you like it's time for you to move on. See, people come into your life for seasons and reasons. Now, if you got someone that's in your life for a season and you try to make them a reason, that's a problem. So you always got to pay attention to the signs of things. I hope that this video helps to open your eyes, guys, to let you know that these are the 7 signs to know that you've outgrown that relationship. Until the next video, guys, peace. And make sure to leave some comments down below and let me know what you guys think. Later.